Yep.
The Independent Health
Thank you,
Advice
Senator
Panel,
Ciccone.
Mr Acting Deputy President. What the summary of this report makes abundantly clear is that Medevac is working. It shouldn't be novel to anybody in this place, or indeed in our community, that if you are sick, you should be able to see a doctor. This is exactly what Medevac provides for. It allows vulnerable people in Nauru and on Manus Island to get the treatment they need, and all in a manner that is controlled by the Minister or by government-appointed doctors. What the quarterly report reveals is that in the period of April 1 to June 30, 15 individual cases were referred to the panel. In 9 cases, the panel upheld the Minister's decision to refuse a transfer, and that the decision was only overturned in half a dozen instances. This means the independent panel has agreed with the Minister on more occasions than not. It is clear that the Morrison government and the Minister for Home Affairs will do everything in their power to discredit Medevac as they attempt to repeal it. They claim that it is flawed, that it is slow, or that it is legally fraught. They claim that the legislation undermines Australia's border security. They will even claim that it allows criminals to come into Australia, and yet they have no evidence to support this outrageous claim. The Minister for Home Affairs, Minister Dutton, has vigorously argued, and I quote, that 2 doctors from Nimbin, unquote, can force the government to bring people from Manus Island or Nauru to Australia. These claims are simply just not true. The Minister has claimed that 1,000 people would flood into Australia through Medevac. That hasn't happened. The Minister has also claimed that some doctors are working to bring refugees from Nauru and Papua New Guinea without the refugee even giving their consent. Again, there isn't a shred of evidence to support this. The reality is that out of the 75 submissions made to the Senate inquiry into the government's attempt to repeal Medevac, only 1 submission supported the repeal of these laws, the Department of Home Affairs submission. What is clear, Mr Acting Deputy President, is that the Minister for Home Affairs is attempting to cover up his failures. Namely, the people smugglers are now using our visa system and airline arrivals to smuggle people into Australia. We know that over 81,000 people have arrived in Australia by aeroplane and claimed asylum on Minister Dutton's watch. We know that criminal syndicates are forcing people to apply for asylum in Australia, knowing that because of Minister Dutton's incompetence and mismanagement, it will take years for their claim to be processed. These exploited people are placed on bridging visas as their claim for asylum is assessed, and labour hire companies make them work in exploitive conditions. It is lending to an exploited workforce where people are paid as little as $4 to $5 an hour and being held in conditions that one might suggest resembles slavery. So whilst the Minister and this government make outrageous claims about Medevac, know that this report proves him wrong and his department, and more importantly, in doing so, all he's trying to do is distract from his incompetence and failures in administrating his department. Thank you, Mr Acting Deputy President.
Thank you.